Hello everybody, it's Ben Maxwell and Jordan Forward.
Hello.
Jordan's been to see State of Decay 2 and I can't wait to find out what he's learned. And I'm sure you can't either. Let's ask him some questions. Okay, so how did it go first of all?
It was a lot of fun. We did we did a couple of hours of single player, and then we did some sort of paired sessions in multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
So multiplayer is a big new addition to the game because, of course, the first State of Decay was just single player. This time you'll be able to jump in with 4 players, although we only jumped in in little pairs.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Basically, the best thing about multiplayer is that you can just sort of manipulate zombies in ways that you can't really do with AI companions.
Or real people.
Well, yeah, exactly. Real people are too smart for manipulation, I always find.
Not all of them.
Okay. So one thing we did, for example, is previously when you're trying to clear out houses and things, you have to silently walk through, or you have to set your own distractions outside.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the person playing with me, what we did is we got a police car, turned the siren on,
Nice.
and sort of did donuts on the garden while the other person snuck in.
Sounds illegal.
Yeah, it was brilliant though, because the zombies started just pouring out the windows and just sort of flooding this police car. And then I was just sort of sneaking through, just taking some nice bits of material, some resources, some weapons, and sort of slink away.
Lovely.
Yeah. It went horribly wrong later when we ran out of fuel at night time, but
It's exactly the same tactic I use in the mornings at bakeries to get my breakfast without paying for it. So it's good to know that can be replicated in game. So talking of nighttime then, what's that like?
Okay, so in the first State of Decay, nighttime wasn't really a big deal. It didn't really change the game that much, except for it's a little bit dark outside, and like a lot of games where it's dark outside, it had that kind of blue haze where you can still definitely see everything that's going on.
Sure.
In the second State of Decay, it's pitch black. It's really, really dark and scary and horrible, and the zombies have red eyes, so you can kind of see where they're coming from, but they often come out of absolutely nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You get zombie types there are screamers, and they've got no jaw, and you'll sort of stumble upon one and they'll start this kind of ear-piercing kind of call, and that'll just bring in more zombies.
Okay, so they don't represent a sort of mid-90s PC arcade racing game then?
No,
in any way.
no, I don't get that reference
Misnomer,
because I'm way too young. But I'm sure it's great.
It's a great reference. Good joke.
Yeah.
Wasted. Okay, well that sounds great.
Yeah, it's a nice touch because essentially it makes the game a lot harder, and you really do have to watch out for nighttime. The other thing as well, you've got to sort of guide yourself around with these flashlights, and again, they don't illuminate like they do in most games where you sort of light up the whole area. You get genuinely a small beam.
So you could just turn around and see this mass.
Yeah, it's definitely a game to stream with Alice. Is what I think I'm getting at.
Nice. Okay. Well, we'll bear that one in mind. How about the character system itself?
Okay, so in the first State of Decay, you've got randomized characters. You also got sort of ones that were part of the story.
Okay.
There's no story this time, or sort of no proper campaign this time. It's sort of lots of quests that generate throughout the world, and like the quests, the characters also procedurally generate. And there's a pool of 1,000 or maybe more than 1,000 character traits that these characters are sort of made of.
Okay.
And these are things like maybe the character has asthma,
Right.
which will mean that it's
harder
only
to hold the torch up.
Well, yeah, but also their stamina's really low, so they're not very good in a fight. They're not very good at running away from zombies.
Sure.
And it sort of limits the way you can grow them as well, because this character system's it's a lot bigger, a lot deeper than in the first game. You have specialization, so you might have shooting, you might have stamina, you might have combat. But then once you sort of use that character more in that way, you'll unlock ways to specialize it. So maybe you'll get a gunslinger perk, which means that for each subsequent zombie you shoot in a specified time, you'll get better accuracy and things like that. And then you can also grow those characters, so you can take them from barely a part of your community to a fully fledged citizen to a hero, and then even let them a leader. So you get more perks and things on top of that. Of course, they can still just die.
Well, as any elected leader can.
It doesn't happen too often, but yeah, sure.
So a little bird tells me that there's no longer any offline progression, and by little bird, I mean the notes I have in front of me.
Yeah, well, that's a peek behind the curtains you didn't need. So basically, the first game had offline progression. Not that a lot of people did play the first game, but it's sort of for the review scores it got, it still sort of remained a little bit of a hidden gem in the zombie genre. But one of the bigger problems with it was this offline progression system, which meant that you could turn away from your game save for a couple of days, and you come back and find your favorite character's dead, or your base is being overrun by zombies, or any number of these horrible things, and it's just not that fun.
Sure.
Because real lives are important too. So when you're putting so much effort into taking care of this base and the survivors, and you just log out for a day and then they're all dead, that's just no fun. So there's no more of that. It also helps for when you're developing the base and building the base up, because the construction times are a lot shorter. You won't get like 18-minute construction times, or you'll get like 5 minutes to build something. And you don't. Well, I think the first game had much longer ones, so it'd be like you could tune out for a day, and then by the time you come back, you'd have like your garden complete or something.
But everyone was dead.
Yeah, your garden complete, but everyone's dead. The classic Sunday scenario.
A nice memorial to the people that once were there.
Finally got around to doing the gardening, but look, everyone's dead.
No need for the trowel anymore. Oh, well, no, that sounds good. That sounds much more encouraging and maybe even compelling.
Yes. It's nice to have that control over it, right?
Definitely. No, my life is very important. You're right to have said that, and I need this kind of thing. Blood Plague.
Yes. Okay. So
this is a thing.
Yeah, this is a thing. This is a new mechanic.
How does it work?
So Blood Plague is like, I mean, in traditional zombie fiction, you get bitten, you get zombified, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not in State of Decay, because that would just be an absolute nightmare. Every time you get attacked, you'd lose someone.
Sure.
Instead, this time there are some zombies who have Blood Plague, which is a disease which basically turns into a zombie. For whatever reason, only some of them actually carry it.
Okay.
But the cool thing it adds to the game is, well, specific enemies who carry it, which are a little bit more dangerous, but more importantly, you get these sort of raids, which are you sort of go out into the world and you take down these Blood Plague hearts, which are like nests. These are really difficult, and it's nice to have something to sort of aim towards. It's not just clearing out a group of zombies or ransacking some supplies. These are really difficult sort of missions, and they work better with online, where you can sort of herd zombies around and sort of manipulate in fun ways. But I think it's just great to have a proper challenge, and you'll find a number of these throughout the world.
Sounds like I Am Legend.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I ran into one. I think I just recruited someone, and I thought, oh, look, it's a blood plague, I'll just go take that on. She got infected, and I had to euthanize her.
Oh, dear me.
There's also a euthanize feature.
Wow, dark.
Yeah. I didn't list that on the things we love about it, because I don't want to list euthanization as something I love. No.
Although it is definitely a management tool I wish I had access to.
Okay. I'll take that back to my desk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so last of all, how does all of this run? We got more zombies and more stuff and better visuals and
so a lot of players, even on Xbox, a lot of people had major issues with the way that the first State of Decay ran.
Yeah.
I was playing this on a juicy rig. I mean, they only ever give you decent computers when you're sort of previewing things, but
of course. We only have decent computers here, obviously.
Well, yeah. But it ran really well. It ran really smoothly. There were no frame rate issues. There were a few bugs, but this is pre-release, so you expect this kind of thing. But there were no like really crunchy tech issues, and it still looked gorgeous. The first game looked a bit rough around the edges, but it looked rough around the edges and ran pretty poorly too. So it all runs well, and that's really good.
That's genuinely exciting.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Okay then, well thanks very much for watching this. I hope we shed some light into the pitch black darkness of State of Decay 2 in your mind. And remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell and do all of those things, and moan like a zombie if you really appreciated what we've done.
Don't tell them to actually moan. Don't moan, please.
Moan.
Like and comment positive thoughts, please.
Oh, I see. Yeah, be positive.
Yeah.
Moan positively.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.